tell Mary Magdalene that it's up to her to continue his church. Mary Magdalene, not Peter. The church was supposed to be carried on by a woman. Few realize that Mary was descended from kings, just as her husband was. Now, my dear, the word in French for Holy Grail.
Le Saint Graal.
From the Middle English, Sang-Rial, of the original Arthurian legend. Now, as 2 words, can you translate for our friend?
Saint Real, it means royal blood.
When the legend speaks of the chalice that held the blood of Christ, it speaks, in fact, of the female womb that carried Jesus' royal bloodline.
But how could Christ have a bloodline unless...
Mary was pregnant at the time of the crucifixion. For her own safety, and for that of Christ's unborn child, she fled the Holy Land and came to France. And here it is said she gave birth to a daughter, Sarah.
They know the child's name.
A little girl.
Yes.
If that were true, it's adding insult to injury.
Why?
The pagans found transcendence through the joining of male to female.
People found God through sex.
In paganism, women were worshipped as a route to heaven. But the modern church has a monopoly on that in salvation through Jesus Christ.
And he who keeps the keys to heaven rules the world.
Women, then, are a huge threat to the church. The Catholic Inquisition soon publishes what may be the most blood-soaked book in human history.
The Malleus Maleficarum.
The Witch's Hammer.
It instructed the clergy on how to locate, torture, and kill all free-thinking women.
In 3 centuries of witch hunts, 50,000 women are captured, burned alive at the stake.
Oh, at least that. Some say millions. Imagine then, Robert, that Christ's throne might live on in a female child. You asked what would be worth killing for. Witness the greatest cover-up in human history. This is the secret the Priory of Sion has defended for over 20 centuries. They are the guardians of the royal bloodline, the keepers of the proof of our true past. They are the protectors of the living descendants of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene.
In the interviews is, who was Mary Magdalene?
She was a high priestess. She was a divine oracle. She was also considered the best friend of Joshua and was raised in closely near the Holy Family of Mother Mary and studied under Mother Mary. And then eventually became, as we know, the wife of Jesus and brought forth the bloodline of Sarah as part of Jesus and Mary Magdalene's family. And so she plays many roles, but she is also, again, the twin flame of Jeshua, holding the sacred template of divine union. Their energy has brought forth the template and the balance for all of us to merge into. So 2,000 years ago, their energies were brought forth in sacred union. They had to go through a lot of their own struggles to be able to clear away what they felt or understood was a lot of suppression or seclusion, but they really held that balance within themselves to be able to know and to bring forth their divine mission here on the planet, which was holding the energy of divine masculine and feminine for all of us to now merge back into. Sarah is known as the missing Holy Grail. So she was the firstborn of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. She was born in that sacred union. He was created, as they say, through light conception.
Light conception, right.
So she was physically conceived, and yet energetically she was light conceived into her divine perfection of oneness, of the divine masculine and divine feminine. So she holds that template of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. So she is that missing grail. So many people are looking for that missing grail. So I'm writing my third book, Sarah, which is a continuation of divine union, of her story and her purpose and her mission as the missing Holy Grail, where she holds that chalice. She's holding the balance for all of us to merge into. And that's why it's important that we begin to understand the concept of balance within ourselves, as we were talking before. But this is the premise of Sarah's work, that she's now stepped forward. Her energy had to be suppressed back in the early days for fear of persecution. She came into St. Léonore with Mary Magdalene on the boat, and she was considered the gypsy servant. I'm sure you probably know all about that. And so she had to hide her identity.
June 20 AD, the mother of Mary Magdalene makes a request of Jesus. Jesus visits the convent at Murd, where Magdalene is cloistered. Her mother Helena touches his garment. Jesus says, "Who is touching my garment?" Helena says,
It was me.
"Yes, it is I, because I am very worried.
Only the edge.
I was shocked when you sent out your 6 disciples, and you told them to avoid the Samaritans. For as you know, Magdalene is a Samaritan." Jesus replies, "Mother Superior, you know that some accept the Samaritans as Jews, and some do not. I was just trying to limit the scope of the mission." Helena replied, "Yes, but when you divide the loaves of the holy table and distribute them to the Jewish elders and pilgrims, even the dogs get to eat the crumbs that fall from the table. You are astute as always, Helena. You are making me aware of the impending scorn of Pharisees and scribes. You will say, is it not the marriage of Jews? I have been meaning to expand the mission of Peter and Andrew to the Gentiles, and I must do so without you."